And in this year's Nedbank Business Ignite with CapeTalk, we're recognizing and rewarding small businesses that have dared to scale up. These are businesses that have expanded their clientele, who have innovated the offering, who have transformed the operations, and in doing so have seen remarkable growth. And you too can enter your business at igniteyourbusiness.co.za to potentially win that 200,000 Rand cash prize and a professional corporate video. We will be featuring today's finalist, Tamara, Nettmann, who is of C21, Western Seaboard. She is in real estate. But as always, we first speak to Thuli Magubani, founder and director of Minfresh. She's also our judge in this year's Nedbank Business Ignite. Good morning, Thuli. I hope you're better than yesterday.
Morning, Lester, and morning to the listeners. I'm doing very well.
All we have to do is be better than yesterday. But let's talk about C21 Western Seaboard with Tamara Nettmann. You were looking at businesses that have scaled up, expanded their clientele, offered innovation in their business offering. And what was it that Tamara showed that highlighted that for you?
So I think the thing that struck me with Tamara, she got into the real estate business quite young, and we tend to think of real estate agents as older individuals and going into that industry as a young person meant that she had to overcome some challenges, and she stuck it out, and she's managed, she's been in and out of franchises. At some point she even had her own company, and currently with the current franchise that she's under, she's one of the best performing offices in the country. So they're really doing something different and special in their office, making sure that they cater to their customers' needs.
What is it that you have seen has Tamara grown her business?
So they've grown their business from, starting with just, I think, 4 agents, and they currently have over 25 agents that they work with. So that shows a lot of growth and expansion. And even just in terms of revenue, their revenue has grown over the years, meaning that they're hitting higher targets. And I think you'd hear from Tamara. She sounds like a competitive woman, and she's always trying to succeed.
And I love that we can talk about the competitiveness. Tamara Nettmann of C21 Western Seaboard. The real estate industry is actually quite cutthroat because you're trying to build a business but also build close connections with prospective home owners or home buyers, home sellers. I appreciate periodically I get the Sunday Times from the local lady always asking whether we are considering to sell a home, and I get a newspaper at my front door. But that's all part of building relationships in this industry.
That's correct. Yes, absolutely. As a real estate professional, the idea is to be top of mind, that you need to be agent-centric, and in doing that, form very close-knit relationships with the community and be involved from a community level.
So you've been in the business since you were 23 years old. You're 25 now, right? So you've only been 2 years, but still a lot of experience.
I love you, Lester. Thank you.
But how has the sector changed from when you started to what you see now?
That's an incredibly good question, and thank you for asking that question. When I entered real estate, we were still very much in the newspaper arena. My previous industry as a graphic designer, I was very involved in the printing industry. So, and from a photography perspective, obviously that goes hand in hand with the marketing of real estate, whether it be an entry-level home right through up into high-end luxury properties. What's interesting is in those days, we used to literally take photographs, print them, and stick them on a piece of paper and put them in the windows. Of course, now we're in the digital age. There's AI, advanced technology. The marketing's gone social media with the web. It totally changed the arena. And it didn't even really matter if you were a household name. You needed to also then put yourself out there and progress. So it was very important to move with the times.
It is a extremely competitive industry, and I get calls, solicited and unsolicited, from retail companies almost every single day asking if I want to sell my home. I always say no, thank you. But how do you then differentiate? How do you set your business apart from other estate agents?
I think it's important to stay relevant, and you've got to be relatable. I think it helps to be a nice person. I think it helps to be a people's person. And I always say to our agents and our team, and I call them our property partners, that we're actually in the people's business. We're not there to actually do sales. It's important to be empathetic. You've got to have the human side. Everybody's got their story. And as all property professionals know, we sell real estate because of the 5 Ds, which is primarily death, divorce, debt, departure, developer. And every now and then we do 1 in 6, which is a dream. And those are the ones we enjoy.
I'm also fascinated of how the real estate business is not just about selling houses or buying houses. You're also in the business of behavioral psychology. And this is what happened to us when a lovely woman who sold us our home. She first had a conversation with us, what we're looking for, and she said, okay, this Saturday we are going to show you houses. The first home that she took us to was in our range, what we wanted, but there was something about it that wasn't going to settle with us. The second home that we went to was also similar. Some aspects of the house needed a bit of a tender loving care. The third and the fourth house was, no, this is not what we're going to do. And by the end, we had one more house to go, and we were pretty knackered from a long day of looking at houses. And she showed us what we thought is our dream home. And I believe that was less to do about timing, but more about learning the behavioral psychology of what prospective home buyers are looking for.
Absolutely. You've hit the nail on the head there. Sales is a process of a lot of processes, and it's a journey. And if she hadn't shown you any of the homes that were perfect on that day, a really great agent would be there to hold hands and walk it through with you. And showing you that last home, she knew probably that was probably going to be the home for you.
She knew in the beginning. She could have taken us to that first home
but
or that last home, but she didn't because she
Correct.
wanted to show us other things first. But tell us how you've successfully scaled up your business.
So we're actually in the process of upscaling even further. We're in advanced negotiations with our franchisor, which is part of one of the largest real estate organizations in the world, and it's 55 years old. And we're looking at expanding into the greater parts of the Atlantic Seaboard. So we will be upscaling and possibly doubling in size within the next 12 to 18 months. We're quite excited about this journey. We haven't taken it lightly. We've been considering it for a long time. And I think now's the time to do that. And we actually originally came down from Johannesburg. So we're not Cape Townians in that greater sense.
Just a quick question here now, and how the phenomena of semigration has affected the Cape Town property market at the moment.
It's been incredible. And I think having that connection with 10 years ago when I relocated down from Johannesburg to Cape Town, being able to relate to a lot of people in Gauteng, in Durban, Port Elizabeth, the other areas, it's been incredible to relate to people and say to them that the area that they're looking at is similar to a similar suburb up where they're at. And I think having that understanding gives them peace of mind when choosing schools and other factors that they consider.
Thuli Magumani, what makes you excited about offering some advice to Tamara?
So, as Tamara mentioned, she is expanding, and she needs to make sure that she does it strategically. And moving into a new area, you have to study the area, understand the trends within that area, and make sure that you're able to find the right customers that are looking for that particular area. So, it's just helping her just to make sure that her strategy is tip top, and that the whole expansion is within the range. They don't really, affect their cash flow, as we mentioned yesterday, which is always a big factor when you are expanding. So make sure that they do expand and they do it successfully.
Thuli Magumani, founder and director of Mint Fresh, and also Tamara Nettmann, C21. Western Seaboard. Congratulations on being nominated as a finalist, and good luck. Maybe I'll chat to you again as a winner in a couple of weeks' time. And listen to Good Morning Cape Town on Monday to find out who our next finalist is. If you've dared to scale up your small business, enter Nedbank Business Ignite with CapeTalk now on igniteyourbusiness.co.za. T's and C's apply. See money differently. Nedbank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.